And I will illustrate this using a Firefox, where I initially will clear my cache. So now I have not been on this website. And also have this email. Conveniently, I've created an email already. And as you can see from the link here, we pass on two parameters. Email campaign manager creates a campaign ID so we can track this part of the campaign. But it also gives another unique ID, which is the user's personal unique ID. So we can map that back to the user. So I'm copying this right into my Firefox. And it does work. That's perfect. Okay. That's odd. Okay, this rule, it may be a racing condition because I write it down to the database code. But what this cookie does is, what this control does is, it checks if this is the second visit. So even though I refreshed the page, it was just the second or third page. So that proves that the rule actually works. So let me show you the code for this. What I did was I went in and overrode the start tracking pipeline. And the start tracking pipeline, literally as you come to the website, as soon as you start any tracking at all, that's the pipeline that's being hit. And we extend that with my own class where I override the cookie. And so first what I do is I check if this is if this is a campaign ID. So and Sitecore would automatically know this because I'm using a predefined constant. And next, what I do is I look up the user's ID, the user's global visitor ID, and then I simply go down and create this current session. I replace the unique ID in my cookie with the one from the other browser, and hence now I will continue the session as it was the same session, global session. It doesn't care if it's another device or anything else. Or before I redirect, because I have to redirect to myself to reload the page, what I do is I also cancel the tracking. Otherwise, I would get one hit in the DMS database with an alternative device with a session that only had one page, because as soon as I replace the cookie, then it would continue as it was the old device. Okay. Now look into the profiling. So Steve, he was at Amazon. That's this amazing website. And Steve said, "No, John, they can do some kind of personalization on the website. They tell me other people like this, but they also sort the content based on my preferences. Could you create a sorting control that sorts the content?" And so this is something I would expect most of you would actually be using very much. So let me just show you how to do that. There's not much into this problem, and it's quite simple, but it requires you to master the Euclidean space and the space class of Sitecore. And I'm not sure, have anybody at all been working with that? Okay, so apparently it must be relevant because nobody has been working with that. So what I do is I look up, I create a method that receives a number of items, a list of items. And what I do is I plug these in to the Euclidean space, and then I calculate the distance from the user's current profile to those items. And so they will sort automatically based on that. Too much to drink yesterday. Okay. So I have, what I'm sorting would be these items, right? And if I go down to my example here, then we can see that it starts by just giving me the order that is closest to what is neutral. So that's the mixed profile. Then family is less aggressive than some of the others who may have very much extremes. But let's assume that the user starts hitting the family profile. Over to the left you see the items profile, and down here I've given the user pattern. Obviously these would be the same. I'm reading the first page, and so I'm reading the first page again, and the first page again, the first page again, and then if I go down to the content, then we see that now family has moved up to the top, then mixed and party has moved to the lower end. Of course, I could hit the party profile that looks like this, and that means the user's profile would gradually move around, as you can see. So my profile looks like this now. Now what's happening here is, what I'm really having now is a neutral mixed profile. So mixed should be in the top.